and Li Shengmu and Tsai Chia of Chinese Taipei. Umpires and service judge and officials just making their way to the course and getting in position.
Umpire Håkon Foster, service judge Prix.
The announcers just...
Please welcome from Denmark, Kim Astrup _ Rasmussen.
The announcers just letting us know that it's Mr. Foster of Sweden who will be in the umpire's chair for this match, and Mr. Cox of Netherlands, his service judge, as Kim and Anas make their way to the centre court, followed by Li Shengmu and Tsai Chia. Players just getting ready for the toss of the coin. And it's the Danes, it appears, who won the toss and elect to serve, with Kim Astrup.
Liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, willkommen nach diesem fantastischen Mixspiel und zum Abschluss der diesjährigen Saison zum Herrn Doppel. Im Head-to-Head zwischen diesen beiden Spielern steht es 1:1 unentschieden.
Kim Astrup and Anas Rasmussen, the unseeded pair from Denmark, ranked 25 in the world currently. They lost in round one at their most recent event at the All England last week, albeit it was to the number 2 pair in the world, Hsin and Setiawan of Indonesia, in 3 games, winning the first 22-20, but losing 16 and 13. Their route to this final, as you can see, round 1 against Japan in straight sets, 15 and 19. Chen and Wang in round 2, 19 and 18. Their quarter-final against the German pair of Seidel and Namsfuss. Again, fairly comfortable in 2 straight games. And their semi-final last night against their Danish teammates, again, straight games. So they haven't dropped a game so far this tournament, the Danes. Tsai Chia there, and his partner Li Shengmu, ranked number 17 in the world. They're the number 4 seeds. Their semi-final yesterday was something of a spectacle against Koo Kien Keat and Tan Boong Hung of Malaysia. They lost the first set 23-21, but took second and third in 17 and 10. And it was a great semi-final to watch. They lost again in the All England in the first round, which was a bit of a shame for them, to a good Indonesian pair. So these 2 pairs on fairly even form, really. They've met twice before. It's 1-1 in the head-to-head. The Danes winning in Japan at the Japan Open 21-14, 22-20. And the pair from Taipei last won in April last year. It was fairly close, it was 3 games. And so there isn't a great deal to choose between these two pairs, both on good form at the moment. I'm interested to see the 2 different playing styles of these 2 pairs. The tall, powerful Danes might play more of a typical European style, with net shots, lifts and smashes. The pair from Taipei, after watching them play the Malaysians yesterday, will be used to a very fast, furious, flat mid-court game. Great flick serve from Kim Astrup. Yeah, see where the Malaysians yesterday would have defended that with some mid-court drives and pushes and got into a flat rally. The Danes there quite happy to continue to lift to the back and defend. And it's the Danes that are dictating how these rallies are playing. The pair from Taipei playing a much more European style there, lifting back. And that's reflected in the scoreline at 6-2. Kim Astrup called for a service fault with a high serve. And Lee and Tsai just lacking a bit of confidence at the moment. Very different from what we saw yesterday in the semi-final. A bit of luck always helps. Oh, around the back from Tsai. But it was well watched. Well, a pretty nervy start for the Taipei pair. Lee Shengmu and Tsai Hsin. A few errors at the moment. And good pressure from Rasmussen at the net, forcing that lift. which drifted long. It's 11-4 at the mid-game interval in this first. Oof, that was so close. So many errors so far from Taipei. It's, oh, overruled by the umpire. Again, I don't understand how that can happen when the line judge is sat down the line and the umpire isn't. Now he can overrule this side of the court. Blinded by the shuttle itself, you can't tell from the feathers whether the cork landed in or out really, but it was overruled, and the score's at 6-12. Come on, Taipei, let's recover some of the form you showed us last year. They did very well in the Malaysian Open. They were in the semi-finals and narrowly lost 22-20 to the world #1 pair from Korea, the superstar that is Lee Yong-dae and his partner Yoo Yun-sung. It's a very capable pair, of course. And their semi-final yesterday against Koo and Tan certainly wasn't easy. Good smash from Rasmussen there, splitting the defense of the two Taipei players. Well, we saw yesterday Lee Sheng had 5 or 6, well, 4 or 5 perhaps, short service errors in that match in the semi-final. Either short or in the net, so clearly something he struggles with. Yeah. Tsai Hsin missing the court with that smash down the line. That's brilliant from Denmark. The court positioning of Astrup and Rasmussen there, just, they're on a piece of string in exactly the right position throughout those lifts and smashes. And Astrup really backing up well to Rasmussen smashing from the back. Well, 19-8, a scoreline I didn't expect really. But Astrup and Rasmussen really drawing this Taipei pair into a more European style of men's doubles. Really in their comfort zone right now, 21-8. An incredible first game for the Danes. I don't think their coach is going to have too much to complain about. It's going to be a case of keep doing what you're doing, boys. Taipei with all the work to do now to get back into this match. Well, it's a very different match so far compared to the semi-final we saw yesterday. Taipei pair against the Malaysians. The tactics of the Danes working so far. Playing net and forcing the high lift, smashing from the back and following up very well. They might not have... Another service called for Kim Astrup.
Please. Okay.
Yeah, that's better from Taipei. Draw the Danes into a flat, fast rally. They'll be in a much more comfortable position. Much more of what they're used to.
Serves over 1-2.
The Danes instead playing tight net, which forces the high lift, which is what the Denmark team want. They want that high lift and smash. Just like that. Good flick serve from Rasmussen. Well, this match quite clearly is just a battle of tactics. That rally started with some fast, flat stuff from Taipei. They looked comfortable. And as soon as Astrup took the pace off with the tight net shot, Taipei spend the rest of the rally lifting to the back, and it just falls straight into the hands of Denmark. Same again.
4-2.
It seems quite straightforward for Denmark. They just play soft, force the lift, and then they can just walk around each other smashing. Taipei really do need a change of tactics here. Well, a great rally. It was Taipei with the initiative at the start with the tight net shot. They're having to play a European style, but they were doing it well, but the Danes recover and take the momentum, and this scoreline is going to become quite ridiculous quite soon.
6-2.
Oh, another great flick serve from Rasmussen, and that return just drifting out.
7-2.
This scoreline is beginning to suggest a real difference in class between these two pairs, but that's not the case. Quite simply, the style of the match suits the Danes so much better. This Taipei pair able to take Lee Young-dae and Yu Young-sung to a third game at 22-20. Not so many months ago. You can't say that they are not capable of winning this match, but they need to wake up and somehow combat this very European style of net shot and high lift, because at the moment the Danes look in full control. Great attack again from Denmark. Kim Astrup first and followed up really well by Rasmussen. Taipei somehow need to force the Danes into playing their style of badminton. But Denmark are just not giving anything away right now. Playing well and getting the lift. Another service fault called against Kim Astrup. Yeah, great stuff from Denmark. It was the return of serve initially that set up that rally, and well, you can't argue with the tactics of Denmark. They're playing perfectly right now. And if the style of game doesn't change, it's going to be a very easy win indeed for Denmark. 11-4 now in the second. Well played Taipei for staying in that. Kim Astrup was looking so confident from the rear court.
5-11.
3 drops in a row. With a straight slice and then the inside-out slice. And there we are.
6-11.
Taipei drawing them into that flat, fast rally. And you can see how more comfortable they are in that kind of game. Yeah, well played, Tsai, Chia, Hsin.
7-11.
That drive just out of reach of Rasmussen. Kim Astrup requesting to change his racket, but the umpire telling him to get on with the match. Good return of serve by Rasmussen, straight through the middle.
Players. Hello. Look at each other and we'll see you later. Hold. Serve over. 8-12.
Kim Astrup with another service fault. Prior to that, the umpire telling them to wake up and look at what's going on. Tsai, Chia, Hsin clearly wasn't ready to receive serve, but
Serve over. 13-8.
this game just going through a small, scrappy period. Yeah, well played.
9-13.
Lee and Tsai just reclaiming some ground here. If they can maintain that pressure in the mid-court and not give away the lift, they seem much more comfortable. Another service fault.
Serves over. 14-10.
We've seen more service faults in this match than we've seen in perhaps the whole event so far. Oh, great defense from both Taipei players, and that layoff, that soft touch of the net. The disguise caught both the Danes.
11-14.
Well worked, that rally for Taipei.
Okay.
And Tsai, Chia, Hsin furious with himself for taking on that net spin. Especially as Rasmussen was right there in the first place. And again, Rasmussen just stepping forward and putting his opponent off. Lee Sheng-mu was hoping to play net. Rasmussen crept forward and just put the pressure on. And that was enough to force the mistake. 16-11. Well, Taipei starting to show signs of a change in momentum here. They are forcing the Danes into playing their style. It's good to see finally. Maybe there's a chance for them yet. And well, it was simple really, just don't give away the lift to the Danes. Because that's what happens when you do. Denmark maintaining the pressure so well. They're playing very well indeed. And it seems almost every time when Taipei give the lift away to Denmark, the Danes win the rally. One game up and 17-13 here in the second. Denmark are within touching distance of this men's doubles final here at the Swiss Open. Taipei are starting to claw their way back into the game. But another great flick serve, this time from Kim Astrup. And very difficult to play a backhand from there.
18-13.
Very clever choice of serve. Well, that's the first time I think we've seen Rasmussen smash into the net. Still the 4-point gap in favour of Denmark, and good pressure again from Rasmussen and Astrup. And that's all it takes. That change of pace at the end from Astrup was delightful to watch. Rasmussen with the serve. Great skill on the backhand from Astrup. But it really was Tsai Hsin who gave that away. And it brings about match point, championship point for Denmark. There's the lift. And it's called in. The line judge called it in. It was so close. The umpire has overruled it from that position in his seat. I don't believe it really. This week we've seen more controversial decisions about line calls at match point than I've ever seen at a tournament. Great stuff. Rasmussen with a cross-court drop shot, and the tie's not equal to it. You can see what it means to Astrup and Rasmussen. A little bit of entertainment for the crowd. And you have to say, well played, Denmark. Other than a few points in the middle of the second game, they were in full control of that match from the very start. And they are fully deserved winners of this Swiss Open men's doubles title. Astrup just running to the crowd and giving the memento to a couple of chosen fans, I think fans from Denmark who've travelled out to Switzerland to see, and Rasmussen throws his racket into the crowd too. Great stuff from the Danes, great to see them entertaining the crowd like this, and a well-deserved victory. The confirmation of that result then, men's doubles final here, it's the Swiss Open. Astrup and Rasmussen of Denmark beating Sheng and Chia Hsin of Taipei 21-8, 21-15.
Ladies and gentlemen, prize-giving ceremony of the men's doubles. Die Siegerehrung wird durchgeführt. The prizes are given by Charles R. Keller, Director of the Tournament, and Thomas Münzner, Yonex, Switzerland. Die Pokale wurden gestiftet. The trophies are sponsored by Last Technik Werner Ram. Die Taschenmesser wurden gestiftet. The knives were sponsored by Victorinox.
For the final time today, we've got the presentation ceremony for the men's doubles. That's Charles Keller, the Swiss Open tournament director there. And from Yonex, Switzerland, Thomas Münzner. The runners-up from Taipei, Sheng and Chia Hsin, just making their way to the presentation area to be presented with their trophies. They put up a tremendous fight earlier in the week with some incredible matches, but this final wasn't one of their finest performances. Tactically, you'd have to say they didn't play the right game against Denmark. The Danes did play the right game, however, a very dominant performance. Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen collecting their trophies and prize money of $9,480 US. Really great to see for Astrup and Rasmussen. They have constantly been playing in many of the big events, Super Series and Super Series premiers, but rarely do they get past round one or round two. But certainly showing their class here in this Grand Prix gold, and a really fine win for them. They haven't dropped a game all week, in fact. And it was great to see them delighting the crowd. at the end of the match. So confirmation of some of the results we've seen today. It was Matsuo and Naito in that epic women's doubles final at the start, lasting over an hour and 42 minutes, beating their teammates from Japan, Fukuman and Yonao. Prannoy was in very good form in the final against a potentially injured Mark Schwiebler, winning that 21-18, 21-15. The 18-year-old He Bingzhou from China was just too good today for her teammate Wang Yihan, taking that in 2 straight games. And what an epic mixed doubles final we saw, especially in the deciding game between Wang Yilu and Chen Qingqian, who beat the Thais Isara and Amitrapai in the third, 21-15. And we can hear the applause for Rasmussen and Astrup doing their tour of the arena with their trophies, who were unstoppable in that men's doubles final. That brings about the end to proceedings here at the Swiss Open 2016. It's been an incredible week of badminton. My name's Bobby Griffin. I've been enjoying every moment of it, and it's been a pleasure for me to be here with you. So thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.